Hello and welcome to Clipping In, Thursday the 12th of September, and today we're going to have a look at the site of an Iron Age fort. Yeah. Yes, I've often mentioned Castle Hill near Armonbury when I've been on Holme, Moss and other places. It's a landmark, but it doesn't stand out quite the same maybe as Studley Pike, but nevertheless it's a major landmark, to the extent that in the Second World War there were moves afoot to demolish it so that the Germans wouldn't have a landmark for bombing Huddersfield. Thankfully it survived, but the site itself, there's all kinds of layers of history. So I'm heading out in the direction Huddersfield towards Holmfirth and Honley. Cold morning, it was about 4C earlier on, but now, okay, autumn weight jersey, thicker socks, doesn't feel too bad. It's 9 or 10C. This looks suspiciously like Holme Moss. Must have taken a wrong turn. Oh well, buy cheap, buy twice. Next time I'll invest in a Reynard navigation system. And here we are at the top of the moss. I sort of never point the camera in this direction because I nearly always climb it from home over the moss and then we get the other descent. So I thought it'd be nice today, fairly clear, to descend. You can see that car over there coming up the rake section. So I'm hoping, leaving it on the hands-free chest camera, we should get a nice view. Castle Hill and Armonbury, if my finger lines up, is in that direction, over there. That's looking down to Holmfirth, good old Emily Moor, and if you spin it in that direction you can see the windmills and heading out towards power station country. There's a power station there if the camera will pick it up. Nice and steady today, lots of braking. I'm having a good look at the view. That's Holmfirth out of the way. A lot of roadworks at the moment. I'm dropping into New Mill now. Looks like there's a circus on at the moment. Got to do a left here. Now, brace yourself for one heck of a kick on the left. Sood Hill. Oh, let's get the little chain ring. I've gone too low. Never mind. Ta. Come on. Thought you were acknowledging me, you were taking a drink. And now it's left this time. Another time, remind me to go right. That's a hill and a half. I get the feeling that that one right is the old New Mill Shepley Road. You know, before the modern A635 was plugged in. This route goes on some nice quiet lanes, and I want to connect up with the Farnley Tyres road race circuit. And from there, Castle Hill. A former red phone box. Looks like one of those book exchanges now. Apart from the odd rat runner, these are lovely little lanes. Definite autumnal nip in the air today. Thank you. Northwest wind cools things off a bit as well. Right, that were ambitious, thinking I could get up there on a big chain ring. Aye aye. Aye aye. I passed through Farnley Tyres, contouring round, and lo and behold, we should see something ahead. That's sometimes called Victoria Tower, sometimes called Jubilee Tower, not to be confused with the one over at Darwin. Although this was also Diamond Jubilee of Queen Victoria, so 1897. This is the little access road to Castle Hill and the car park. Then we'll have a little stop and have a see what there is to see. Looks like they're doing a few repairs on the steps there leading up to the tower. On the topic of views, if I just spin through 60 degrees on the hillside, there's Holme Mast, which is nice. It's a real viewpoint, this place. Those late Bronze Age, early Iron Age lot, they knew what they were doing. There've been a few theories over the years. They date it to about 4,000 years when this site was first occupied. They think there was an Iron Age fort around 500 BC. And at one time, going back when I was sort of learning about this as a kid in the 70s, they thought that the fort was in continuous occupation right through to Roman times, so that they thought that this played a part in, temporarily at least, slowing the Roman invasion of Britain in the 1st century. But from what I gather, more recent theories and digs suggest that's not the case. They think this place was abandoned sometime in the 3rd century BC, and then it wasn't occupied again until much, much later, probably the Normans. The Normans were certainly here, and if I put some inserts up of the aerial view of the Motte and Bailey and all that kind of stuff, the Normans occupied it for quite a long time with classic Motte and Bailey fortifications. Mr. de Lacy again of Pontefract, who seemed to be the military governor of the north. The de Lacys held it for quite a long time, so definitely an interesting place. I've got to get moving soon, because somehow I added Holme Moss onto this ride when I was only going to do a shorter one. But I'll put some inserts up and maybe a link or two if YouTube allows that. But if not, I'll always come back another time. It's a nice place on a warm day to come up here. I'm in the region of High Burton, and I think by now everybody knows what that landmark is ahead. If at least I'm approaching it via a different route this time. This is a hilly way to get me back towards Grangemore. The hills don't give up. Nearly topped out on this. I'd forgotten this drag. I thought, oh yeah, not too bad. Time to sign off. Not a bad ride in the Thursday sunshine, really. Some new roads for the channel. Didn't spend quite as long at the Victoria Tower as I wanted, but that's a good excuse to go another time and stitch some more of those lanes together. I'll sign off for this edition of Clipping In. It's goodbye from the 21st century Iron Age man. Bye bye.